Well, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Um, I'm Glenn Sedgefield, VP of Marketing for DMI, and thanks for being here. This is webinar 4 of 5 in our Athene product webinar series. And again, this is for registered reps only. We're going to talk about some income-focused products today. We're going to cover the Ascent Pro, which offers a bonus to the benefit base with 2 options for income, 1 guaranteed, 2 stacked. And then the Agility, which is a no-fee accumulation product with a free income and death benefit rider that grows at 175% of the dollar amount credited annually, and also offers earnings for indexed income that keeps pace with inflation. This is going to be another good webinar here. We've got Alex Hill with us today. And then we've also got Phil Ferrara from DMI. And actually, I wanted to have Phil just say a few words and get his thoughts around either this product and our relationship with Athene. So I'll hand it off to you, Phil.
Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, it's great to be part of this webinar today. And actually, it's pretty exciting utilizing these special products in the broker-dealer arena. Alex has been a great resource for us in terms of our relationship with Athene, and he does a great job in really giving a lot of great insight into these specialty products. I can attest to the fact that not only are these products really a great help in helping people achieve their retirement goals and strategies, but also they are highly competitive in the income marketplace, as well as for death benefits. So, Alex, I'll let you get started, and thank you for doing this for us, our advisors.
Absolutely. Always happy to do it. Thank you guys for having me back again. Much appreciated. Always happy to be here with my partners at DMI. So today what we're going to be covering, as Phil and Glenn discussed, we'll be covering our Ascent Pro, our Agility, and then we're going to go through a brief case study on the Agility 10 and how it can be beneficial to multiple clients for multiple different scenarios. So the first thing, like I said, today that we're going to be discussing is our Ascent Pro 7 and 10. So the Ascent Pro does come in a 7 or 10-year version. It offers income for every client with a guaranteed and stacked roll-up options. We have multiple different choices of income payout options, as well as some enhanced features here. So for the first thing here is we have option 1 and option 2. Option 1 is going to be our guaranteed growth, which is going to be a 20% bonus on the Ascent Pro 10 and a 18% bonus at the top on the Ascent Pro 7. Now that bonus is towards the income value. Now with option 1, it's going to give a guaranteed growth of 10% annually, simple interest year over year. So if the client were to put in $100,000 in year 1, it's going to roll up at $10,000 each year until the client triggers that lifetime income. Now for option 2, the client's going to get a 15 or 13% bonus respectively. And then that's going to roll up at 8% simple interest, as well as 200% stacking. So that 18% is going to roll up annually, and then we're going to stack 200% of whatever interest is credited to the accumulated value to the income base. So it's a really great option for anyone who is looking to defer out that lifetime income for a couple of years. So if we take a look here at option 1, like I said, this is going to be guaranteed growth. We know year over year exactly what that income will be. We know what the client's income will be on their anniversary date, on their birthday, so on and so forth. We will know exactly what their lifetime income payout. So this is for clients who are either A, looking to trigger income in the first 1 to 3 years of the contract, or B, those clients who are determined they need to know exactly what that income will be in any given year. So if we take a look here, this is going to show exactly how that income would break out. So this is assuming we put $100,000 into the policy at the client's age of 60 is what I want to look at. So if we defer to 65, the client has 74.80 as their income. But this 10-year deferral, this is where I really want to compare option 1 and option 2, and why option 2 may be the better option for anyone looking to defer out long term. So with option 1, the client's going to have a guaranteed lifetime income payout of $10,780. Now let's take a look at option 2. So option 2 is going to still have that same guaranteed growth over that same time period. However, option 2 is also going to have that powerful stacking option where it's going to get 200% crediting of whatever the index is credited. So what that means is that over the long-term period, it's going to give the client the better benefit or the better option to have a higher income in the future. Now, like I said, this is why we think this is better for people deferring out for more than 3, 5, 7 years, because it's going to give that time to grow and credit and accumulate and really build that income base for them. So I'm going to flip back one page here again. So just remember, 10,780 is what we're guaranteed after the 10-year payout with option 1. Now, if we switch over here to option 2, what we're guaranteed is 9,638. However, the worst case scenario using the 2-year BNP, what we're seeing is 14,714. So that means in the worst case scenario, your client is getting $4,000 more a year. And in the worst case scenario, or the absolute worst case scenario where there's 0 credits in any given year, they're only $1,000 back with the ability to be 4,000 or more up in the going future. So that's why we really think option 2 is a great option for any client looking for that deferred lifetime income. Now, we do also have a multitude of payout options. We have level income, which is going to be the same lifetime income for the rest of your life. So if it's $10,000 when you trigger that lifetime income in year 1, it's going to be $10,000 in year 20 when that lifetime income is still rolling. Now, we also have inflation adjusted income and earnings indexed income. Inflation adjusted income is going to grow with the CPI, where earnings indexed income we really feel is our sweet spot. Earnings indexed income is going to grow with the growth of the indices. So what that means is if we're going to be able to start it at a little bit higher, and then it's going to be able to grow and potentially outpace the initial income, as well as keep up pace with inflation. So we really think that earnings indexed income is the sweet spot, and I'm going to show you how it works here. So during the income phase, any percentage increase to the accumulated value is also used to increase the lifetime income withdrawal by the same percentage. So for example here, where the client has a $20,000 lifetime income payment, that accumulated value receives a 5% credit. Now what that means is that lifetime income is also going to receive a 5% credit. So that $20,000, we're going to multiply by 105%, meaning the new lifetime income for this client would be $21,000. So anytime there's a credit to the accumulated value, we're going to see that same credit be credited towards the lifetime income, which is how we're going to be able to keep up with inflation. It's a great cost of living adjustment built in for no extra fee. So let's just take a look here at the earnings indexed income versus level. So if we look at level here, we'll see that the guaranteed income pay is 9,680. Now with the guaranteed option with the same thing using the earnings index, it's much lower. However, if we look at the non-guaranteed earnings index, this is assuming crediting using the BNP 2 years like we did before. You can see that after only 5 years, we're already outpacing that initial guaranteed level income. And after 18 years, we've actually doubled it. So this is a great way to, add value to your clients, because as we all know, $10,000 this year is not going to be worth the same in 20 years, as we're seeing now with the way inflation rates are going. So another really cool thing about the Ascent Pro 10 is our payout factors actually increase annually. I know on this graph here, it looks like they increase in chunks, but as you can see, if you look to the right, they actually increase by 10 basis points each year, which is really exciting. I know a lot of our competition increase in 5-year increments. So that means in any given year, your client's lifetime income can increase for the deferral. Whereas with other companies, it's banded and it's just a little bit more difficult. So we like to give the client the full benefit of this option. Now we do have some other base enhancements here. We have a minimum interest credit bailout feature, and then 10% free withdrawal each year, meaning before the lifetime triggers the income, the client triggers the income, they can pull out up to 10% annually if they so desire. And then we do also have an enhanced income benefit. So the enhanced income benefit means that the lifetime income will actually double as long as the client has been in force, the contract has been in force for a year, the annuitant was not confined at issue, the rider is in the income phase, the annuitant has been confined to a quality care facility for 180 days, of the last 250. And then it'll pay for a maximum of up to 5 years. So that means that if your client does get confined to a qualified care facility, we will be able to double their lifetime income to really help pay for the needs of that care facility. The Ascent Pro 7 and 10 are available in 49 of 50 states. The great state of New York is always a little bit tricky to deal with. So unfortunately, we're not able to do business with them with this product. However, the 7-year issues through age 80, as well as 10-year. Then here are going to be our participation rates. We offer really high, really strong participation rates on these products, especially look at the 10-year, 95% participation rate on the BNP, 62% on the 2-year NASDAQ. So we offer some really strong, really competitive. So this is not just great for income. This can also be strong for accumulation as well, although that is not where it's geared. We've designed this specifically for the income play. So you can also pair the Ascent Pro bonus with managed money. So if you move half of your client's money from managed money to an income play, that means you can offer your client 53% more income throughout their lifetime, with 67% of it being guaranteed. It's a great option for you to look like a smart guy managing their money. And also it's a great way to keep your clients happy. We also have some great sales concepts on earnings indexed income, which is always great. So the next thing we're going to discuss is the Agility 7 and 10. So as you can see here, we're offering income with Agility. But the first thing we want to do is we want to build a strong benefit base, which is what we're going to do. It's going to build a strong foundation for your client's retirement. It's going to offer enhanced income and death benefit, delivering when the unexpected happens, and then additional contract features designed with your client in mind. So building your benefit base. So the benefit base is what we're going to use to determine the client's lifetime income withdrawal amount and their enhanced death benefit rider. And I know Glenn mentioned this at the top, but I do want to mention it again. Both of these riders come with no fee. It's a really great feature with the Agility. As we know, so many clients still think of fee as an F word. Well, with the Agility, we're able to counteract that. So let's take a look at how that benefit base is going to grow. So the benefit base is going to get a 35% benefit base bonus at the top of the contract. And then from there, it's going to grow at 175% crediting. That means that for every dollar that gets credited to the accumulated value, $1.75 will be credited to that benefit base. Now let's take a look and see how this would work in action. So day one, the client puts $100,000 of initial premium in. They're going to get that 35% bonus, which is going to be $35,000. So at the end of year one, they're also going to receive a 4% hypothetical return. So at the end of year one, the client's accumulated value is going to be sitting at $104,000, and the client's benefit base will be sitting at $142,000. So the way we got to that $142,000 is a 35% bonus on the benefit base, and then $7,000 gets credited additionally. And that $7,000, that's 4% or $4,000 multiplied by 175%. So that is where we get that $7,000. So at the end of year one, your client has $142,000 that is in their benefit base. Now that can be used as a death benefit immediately, or if the client decides to defer, they can trigger the income at the end of the surrender period. So we do also have strong participation rates in the Agility, stronger on the 7-year, a little weaker on the 10-year compared to the Ascent Pro 10 bonus. However, the Agility is offering your client much more versatile much more versatile options here, much more flexibility. And again, same thing with the Agility and with the Ascent Pro. Our payout factors increase annually. Now with the Ascent Pro, it's 10% or 10 basis points annually. With the Agility, it's actually going to be 20 basis points each year. So that means we're really stepping up the client's income payout option annually and really giving them a great option here. So we do also offer the same enhanced income benefit on the Agility that we do on the Ascent Pro the Ascent Pro. Again, the annuitant was not confined at issue. The rider is in the income phase. They've been confined for the last 100 or 180, the last 250. And then with the Agility, we're actually going to pay out until that benefit base or the accumulated value reaches zero. Now, if we move on to the death benefit rider, there's two different ways that the client's beneficiary can receive the death benefit. They can get the lump sum benefit payout, which is going to be the greater the accumulated value or the minimum guaranteed contract value, or they'll be able to get that full benefit base paid out over a 5-year period. Now, a common question I get is, well, what if the client has 2 beneficiaries? Do they have to pick the same option? They do not. So we actually, I have a colleague here. She has 2 kids. She says she has 1 wild child and, one a little bit more reserved. She says her wild child son, he's going to take that lump sum payout. He's going to build himself a race car straight away. Now, her other son, he's going to take that payout over 5 years and invest it wisely. I don't know which one's better, but I know which one sounds a lot more fun. Again, the Agility 7 is going to issue through age 80 and the Agility 10 through age 80. Minimum premium of 10,000, 10% free withdrawals. And I did not touch on this earlier, but it is actually 10% of the accumulated value or the initial premium. So what that means is if the client were to put in $100,000, they're guaranteed to always have a minimum withdrawal of 10,000. So if they take $10,000 withdrawals the first 5 years, they can continue to do that for the entire duration of the contract. So a brief recap of the Agility here. Agile income with the potential of annual increases because the earnings index income available on the Agility. Agile growth, 0% floor, 35% benefit-based bonus, and 175% stacked growth on the benefit base, and then 10% free withdrawals for Agile liquidity. Now, the last thing I want to do here is I want to take you guys through an Agility 10 case study. Now, this is just a way to show the benefits of the Agility to you in a scenario that you may all be familiar with. So let's look at the case design facts. You have a client age 50 who's recently changed jobs. Their 401k is available for rollover with $100,000 in assets. The client's goals, they're undecided if they're going to need income or not. If they will, it'll be at age 67. They'd really prefer to only withdraw RMDs. Interested in leaving a legacy for their kids. Concerned about being a burden to their kids. Looking for protection against market loss with upside potential. The bottom line is this client needs a flexible solution. Does this client scenario sound familiar? Oh, hey, I want the sun, the moon, and the stars, and I don't want to pay a fee. Well, we have a solution for your client. You're going to take $100,000 or a portion of that 401k rollover and move it into the Agility 10. The Agility 10, as we discussed, is a flexible FIA contract. It's going to provide free income and death benefit rider with earnings indexed income for life, the death benefit that's available on day one, the lifetime income doubler for confinement, and then our diversified index selections that have been vetted on our Efficient Frontier. We covered the Efficient Frontier in our first one of these. If you haven't seen that, it is a really great piece of research that we have gone out and shown the benefits of diversification within our indices. And most importantly, zero is our hero with this flexible fixed index annuity solution. So let's run through the scenarios here. So we're going to, again, use that Efficient Frontier 30-40-30 split, the aggressive allocation here. And then let's look at option one. So option one, turns out client needs that lifetime income at age 67. So the client initially puts in that $100,000 at age 50. They sit and let it cook until they're 67, where they trigger that lifetime income. At age 67, it is $18,978,000 at 67, or just shy of 19,000. And then as you can see here, it's actually stepping up year over year with the crediting of the index. So by the time the client is age 85 through their life expectancy, that lifetime income is at $50,000 annually, and they've pulled out a cumulative $583,000 from the contract. It's a really great, really powerful benefit for your client who initially started with that $100,000. But let's take a look at option two, where the client's only going to take RMDs. Turns out they did a little bit better in life than they initially anticipated. So now they actually don't really need that lifetime income. They're only going to pull those RMDs because Uncle Sam says that they have to. So we initiate those RMDs at age 72. RMDs at age 72 are going to be $12,058. Again, that death benefit is available immediately. So at any point in this time, if the client were to pass, that death benefit will be available to their client, or I'm sorry, to their beneficiary. Now they pull their RMDs through the life expectancy of age 85. They pulled out $214,000 in RMDs, and they're leaving their beneficiary a $604,000 death benefit that'll be paid out over the course of a 5-year period. That is a really exciting, really enticing option for any client who wants to be able to leave a legacy. And then let's take a look at this. What happens if life happens? So the client gets confined to nursing home at age 60, or I'm sorry, at age 80. So at age 80, we're going to trigger that lifetime income, and it's going to double immediately for confinement. So the client's pulling out $80,000 just shy of in that first year. And over those first 5 years, it's going to pay out $406,000 to the client to help pay for that nursing home facility. And again, if the client makes it out of the woods there, it's still going to continue to pay their minimum, not minimum, their lifetime income benefit, even after that accumulated value goes to zero. So as a brief recap on our case study here, So no matter what your client's goals are, the Agility 10 is a great flexible solution. Your clients get to control when or if they need the benefits of the policy. It's going to provide growth with protection, diversified index selections, earnings indexed income, lifetime income that's going to double for confinement, a death benefit rider, flexibility. So be sure to use the Agility 10 for all or part of your client's 401k rollovers. So in summary, I hope that you guys have a better understanding on the Ascent Pro 10 with guaranteed and stacked income and our Agility flexible solution for clients unsure of their future needs. So again, thank you guys. I hope you are able to attend next week on the 19th. We're able to discuss our greater accumulation opportunity with guaranteed renewal rates. And at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Glenn. If anyone has any questions, please let us know. Glenn, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Thank you, Alex. Hey, and Phil, if you want to jump in and add anything.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a couple comments. Number one, Alex, thanks for that information on the Ascent Pro as well as the Agility product. My comment to the folks here in listening and watching the webinar is both of those products are really in terms of the surveys that I run with all of the other carriers that are out there, especially on the Ascent Pro 10, normally it will provide the highest guarantee income in the entire industry because of the strength of their income rider. And we can do some things to even make it more competitive, like start the income rider down the road and just take free withdrawals. So there's a number of things we can do with both the Agility product as well as the Ascent Pro to even enhance the competitive income that's guaranteed on it. And I'll make this challenge. If any of you would like to compare it to maybe a product that you're already using that may or may not be competitive, but if you'd like to see some comparisons, I do them all the time with the Ascent Pro and the Agility versus other carriers' products. And for the most part, I found them to be highly competitive, if not the best. With that, I'll give it to you, Glenn, to finish it off here.
Thanks, Phil. Hey, no, I appreciate the insights, the extra insights there. And Alex, as always, appreciate the presentation. Great stuff. And, you know, if you want to reach out to Phil or any of our other VPs at DMI, we'll be happy to help. Give us a ring at 800-322-6342. Again, 800-322-6342. Or go check out dmiuniversity.com. You know, during this series, we've been talking about products directly, but we also talk about a lot of concepts on that website. So Social Security, LTC, you name it. But we give you a lot of good sales ideas and training. We've got webinars archived there. Go make use of that. It's a really, really great resource. So again, thanks for all the panelists today and everybody that attended. We appreciate you being here.